Okay, let's do a pick a card on what needs your attention right now. As my attention keeps being pulled away, I'm looking for some items to signify the choices. So let's see, the choices. What do you need to pay attention to right now? So we'll do this is Juju Jewels. These are the quartz crystals that I've infused with the energy healing that I do. And we're going to do an orange calcite as number 2, and we're going to do the lemon essential oil as number 3. So we've got the Juju Jewels number 1, the calcite, orange calcite number 2, and the lemon essential oil number 3. So tune into your intuition, take some deep breaths, pause if you need to. Take your time and relax before you make your choice for 1, 2, or 3. And the pick a card we are doing is, what do you need to be paying attention to right now? What do you need to be paying attention to right now? So let's start with number 1. Number 1, what do you need to be paying attention to right now? Okay, so if you found me from scrolling on Facebook, maybe you've been avoiding this thing, or maybe it just means on a bigger general sense. Let's see what card flew out for you. Pay attention to your dreams. Oh, well, that's interesting. What do you need to be paying attention to right now? Your dreams. Okay, there may be a message for you in your dreams, or your dreams in general, like your hopes and dreams. Have you been neglecting your hopes and dreams? Have you been working on them? Are you putting effort every day towards the thing that matters to you most, to the thing that you want to achieve in this life? Are you paying attention to what your dreams are telling you? Are you taking action? Are you putting energy towards it? Are you allowing your passion to be ignited? Are you putting your heart into it? Have you guarded your heart against your dreams in some way? What do you need to be paying attention to? Pay attention to your dreams. I mean... Okay, why is it important that that pick number 1 pays attention to their dreams? Why is it important? I'm just going to switch to this deck. Why is it important they pay attention to their dreams? Your inner child is counting on you, or your child is counting on you. It's like, see, parenting and children, this card can also indicate like the subconscious and the inner child and the parenting that we got from the home that we were brought up in, like the 4th house kind of thing. It might be about somewhere you want to live. Let's see, parenting and child. Why do you need to pay attention to your dreams? Because your inner child needs this. It's like your inner child was crushed and had a dream. And you are the only thing keeping it from being alive for your inner child now. You know what this is about. Trust your intuition. There's more here. It's like, pay attention to your dreams. There is something bugging you under the surface for sure. It's no mistake that you would click on a reading that said, what do I need to be paying attention to? Because you know there is something that you need to be paying attention to. So good call for coming here. You're gonna find it and see it when you relax and look at it from a higher view. So whatever you can do to get into a more relaxed state. So don't worry, you haven't like missed an opportunity, or you're not messing anything up by being in the state you're in. Kick up your heels, get into a more relaxed state. so that you can hear your guidance more clearly. Let go of any worries that are keeping you. And if it relaxes you to do so, spend some time imagining and visualizing that dream purposely, consciously. Spend some time in that dream world. Pay attention to it. What is it that it's trying to teach you? What's there for you? Is something about your inner child needs it. It's like your inner child needs this. That's the feeling I keep getting. Wow, okay, so pay attention to your dreams. What do you need to pay attention to? You need to pay attention to your dreams, okay? And why? Because your inner child needs you to kind of follow this dream and picture it and okay, what is the outcome? What is the outcome of the dream? I might have to switch decks, but I'm just going to see if this one has anything. What is the outcome of the dream? They're showing me the other deck. Hold on. I just want to see if there's anything here. Alright, I'm switching. They just gave me chills, like we told you. Okay. What is the outcome? Mental clarity, intellectual power, authority, truth. King of Swords. You'll be more clear. You'll be more... You won't have that nagging thing, okay? The nagging will go away. What will be the outcome? Spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs, conformity, tradition, institutions. The Hierophant. It's an attainment that your soul wanted to achieve. It's maybe been avoided because it does involve a painful ending. The Ten of Swords, there's some sort of loss. Okay, so as we get in deeper, we find out why you've been avoiding following your dreams. It's because of a painful loss, a crisis, a deep wound, a betrayal, an ending. A Ten of Swords ending. It's you have to leave something behind that it's painful to leave behind. The King of Pentacles. It's like you're leaving behind this pain, but then like look, you're gaining all this king energy, like wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance. The King of Pentacles. We already had the King of Swords. Anything else here? So it's kind of like this is pertaining to your success. Do you have to leave certain people behind to succeed in this thing that your dreams are pointing you toward? Okay. Nine of Swords in reverse. It's you're working through it. deep stuff. You're working through secrets, releasing worry. It's, it's like you're just taking your time with it in a way. So they're kind of saying, look at, like, get out of the muck. That's kind of mucky stuff, right? That's the shadows. That's the wounding and all the patterns. Like, but go at it from a different angle. Look at it from a higher view and try to get that view, to add to this. Yeah. Inspiration, ideas, the Page of Wands, discovery, limitless potential, free spirit. No, this, like, you are leaving your comfort zone. You're going into, a place you haven't been before. You're going as the Page of Wands. So you've just got an idea and you're like going for it. You need the Fool with you. You don't, but you have this king potential. The king knows that he has a couple, and he's not the emperor. He knows that there's still more for him to enrich with his life. So he has the pentacles, so he's got himself established, and he's, making money, and he's got the swords, so his intellect and his mind, and he's all clear. So he wants the love, and, he wants the family, the connection, the tribe. These are all the things that he's gonna be still working on. Like, life isn't over yet, it's still in process. This is a dream that is in process. Authority, okay, the emperor. Yeah, it's in process of becoming the emperor. Following the inspiration, following the intuition, following the prompts, the dreams, all of that stuff is leading you towards fulfillment of everything you want and more. And everything you want plus enjoyment along the way. So, woohoo. So pay attention to your dreams, number 1. Keep going. You're doing great. You're absolutely doing great. Okay. Now we're going to go with number 2. Number 2. What should you be paying attention to? What should you be paying attention to? What should you... Okay, this is the deck we're going to be using for this. What should you be paying attention to? Your self-reliance, your wealth, increasing your wealth, your money situation, and your independence, breaking out on your own, being your own person, being who you are. That's what you should be. What should you be paying attention to? Versus other people, you shouldn't be paying attention to other people's, dependence or depending on other people. Deepening attraction. Is there a bond with somebody you should be working on? Is that bond going to be deepening based on the fact that you maintain your independence and that you don't go into those codependent energies of neediness and push-pull and hot-cold and all of those things that can happen with our different attachment methods? Okay, what should you be paying attention to? You should be paying attention to how independent you are with regard to your deepening attraction. And so is this a new relationship that you are in, and you need to make sure that you don't become fully dependent? What should you be paying attention to? Nightmares, problem, worry, and guilt. Okay, so you have had issue with this deepening attraction maybe is happening in a way that makes you feel guilty. You feel guilty over this deepening attraction. And maybe that's what's making you want to assert your independence. It's like, are you ready to break up? Is that what you should be paying attention to? If your attraction isn't deepening, should you be leaving that behind? You know, there could be different scenarios for different people, so take what resonates. But if it's not sitting right with you, if it's causing you worry and guilt, then it's not worth it, and you should be, going towards self-reliance. Focus on yourself, increasing your wealth. If it's a great match for you and you feel like the attraction is deepening, you should be paying attention to that then. And you should put your worries aside, because that is going to be what you attract. If you attach your worries to this deepening attraction, if the deepening attraction is causing you to get into this worried, fearful state, you're going to create that as your reality. It's all up to you. You're relying on you now, okay? It's what you want out of this situation. So do you want the problems that you're worrying about, or do you want to deepen the attraction? It's all up to you. It's all up to you. That's what you should be paying attention to. You should be paying attention to what you're thinking about, what you're doing, what is it that you want, what feels right, what feels wrong. What should you be paying attention to? Okay. So why should we be paying attention to this? Why should we be paying attention to this? Eternal love is the card that flipped over for why you should be paying attention to this issue. Is eternal love. Help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. You have a lesson right now. This is a lesson, okay, that your soul wants to learn about. So really think about that. This is a love lesson. There are hearts involved here. You want to treat it with gentleness. Even though this independence card is here, it's in the position of the question we asked was, what should you be paying attention to? Maybe you're being too independent. Should you be paying attention to the fact that you are being so independent when you have this deepening attraction and you are trying to learn something about love? Is the guilt and the worry and the problems caused because of an inability to express? Let's see. What's causing this, Spirit? What's causing this inability? What's causing the distracting from this? What's causing the distractions from this? Why are we distracting from this? We're distracting from this because in our belief system we don't get what we want. We think we have time. We think we're putting it off. We'll do it in the spring. It'll be there later. We're trying to heal. We're putting it off because we're trying to heal something. Okay, so maybe we don't feel ready. Maybe we'll feel more ready in the springtime. You know, maybe in the springtime is when you feel like that wish should be granted. Maybe it's like that you want your independence until then. You know, what's the other party feel like? That might be a question to ask, right? Like, what's this other party gonna do? Wait around till spring while you're in this place of worry and independence? That doesn't seem like a energy that another person's gonna be eternally loving about. Okay. So what should you be paying attention to, Spirit? Is there anything else? Is there anything else that should be paid attention to? This is the right time for you to move forward. The timing. Anything else should be paid attention to. The things I said, apparently. The timing is right now, and that it's fears keeping you, holding you back. You should. The reason he's talking about you should be paying attention to it is because you haven't been paying attention to it. You haven't been paying attention to it because you've been in fear and it's been holding you back, and Spirit is saying now is the time. You really are holding yourself back from this with excuses that you feel are very justified and may very well be, and you do have that choice. They want you to take a break from, they're like, holiday, take a rest, You're going to be alright. This is scary, but nothing to worry about, All that worry is unnecessary. Okay, what should they do? What should they do? That's what I really like to know. What should they do? Take this deck. What should they do? Okay? Be in the vibration. So lust, use the passion, Like, that card had the dreams in it, and it was like... Oh, wait, no. That was the last reading, sorry. Independence, deepening attraction. Okay, so this deepening attraction, right? We had that here as one of the things you should be paying attention to. And then the lust card, what should you do? Lust. You should indulge in the deepening attraction. You should use the energy of lust to amplify and enjoy the deepening attraction, which will lead you to great places, apparently, and that you've been scared of, apparently. They are scary places when we haven't been there before. But this is a new journey for you. This is something that your soul wants to experience, You're pushing out of a comfortable place. Gratitude is the other thing that you can do. So be in the vibration of appreciation for whatever you can think of. The smallest thing to the biggest thing can be something that you're grateful for. The point is to be grateful, to be in the vibration of gratitude. That lets you bring in your manifestations, and that's going to let you enjoy yourself a lot more. That's going to get you further and further away from that vibration of worry, so that you can just let yourself fall into and flow through this very new grounds that you're in. But lust can kind of carry you there, right? You know, lust can carry you right into love, which may be a scary place when you are holding yourself self-reliant and independent. But you have this deepening attraction, and it's not worth it to keep worrying about. Like, let's ask Spirit for the outcome. Let's ask Spirit for the outcome, okay? Can we get it through a song? Let's see if we can get it through a song. Twilight Zone. So it's recognizing that this is new territory. The outcome is something that you don't expect. It's nothing like you've experienced before. The holiday is that you're going to be in a new place, in new surroundings, doing a whole new way. You're going to be doing relating on the higher template, the new relationship templates that are entering Earth now. Yeah. The next song that came out is New Soul. And that song for me, it's a song, it's about a new soul on Earth that has come here, that's a little bit different, that's here to do things a little bit different. It's exactly the thing that I just said. And come away with me. It's like, this is so beautiful that you get swept up in creating this beautiful situation in love, in new love, a new way to experience love. So, leave behind the worry and get to enjoying all of this love. It's the time to do it. And you're never going to be fully healed. It's never going to be the perfect time is now. Yeah, that feels definitely complete. The boss said, yep. That's all you gotta say. So, wow, well done, guys. Enjoy. Does that sound yeah, enjoy. That's all I'll say. Okay, number 3. The lemon oil, the lemon essential oil, which I like to wear with lavender. I like lavender and lemon together. Kind of makes me smell like a Fruit Loop. Okay, pick 3. What should you be paying attention to? Okay, I've got this deck right here. What should you be paying attention to? I'm having a lot of fun. What should you be paying attention to? Honoring your true feelings. Okay. So this is water, a lot of water here, and this means it's an emotional feeling. Feelings, emotions are involved here. There's something that's been, see how her back, it's behind her back, all this water's behind her back. So there's some sort of feeling you haven't been paying attention to fully, although it's kind of roaring, it's kind of there, it's kind of seething below the surface, and maybe you just don't know how to handle it, so you haven't let it out yet. And this reading is here to say this is something you should be paying attention to. Okay. Alright, Spirit. Why? Let's see what the feeling is. Spirit, what is this feeling below the surface? Alright, I'm going to go for the trauma deck. Whew. This is a bold move, guys. A bold move. What is the feeling below the surface? It's a part of yourself that needs your attention. It's a part of yourself that feels really alone. Okay, so you've been distracting. You're distracting like every minute from this part of yourself, and you're not even letting yourself be alone. Because whenever you're alone, you neglect and abandon that part of yourself that's alone. And now that part of yourself, sorry, I just split the deck and I'm giggling a little, not because this is funny, because I know this doesn't feel good, so it is a serious thing, but the abandoned came out. So yes, okay, there's just an abandoned part of you that is underneath the surface. Now this, let me be clear. As we go through life, we get programmed from our childhood with our expectations and beliefs about life, right? Now, there was something that happened earlier on in your life that gave you a piece of programming that basically said, like, when such and such happens, we don't pay attention to it. It's some sort of something. It's something, for you, it's being alone. So now you just have to consciously pay attention to this. What do you need to pay attention to? You need to pay attention to the part of you that feels abandoned, neglected, and alone. So that part of you that when you feel that way and you feel kind of empty and you kind of may even feel like it's an emergency, you may start reaching out, you may look for drugs, you may look for some other comfort, some other way that you usually comfort yourself or distract yourself, or scroll on Facebook or watch something funny or eat something or shop for something or call someone or vent or whatever it is that you normally do during that moment when that alone, abandoned, neglected part of you is under the surface, kind of making you uncomfortable. Okay, make the choice next time not to do that thing to distract you, and instead go right to paying attention to that part of you and acknowledge it and say, alone, abandoned, and neglected part of me is present. Acknowledge that part of you. I feel you. Now, this part of you has been ignored potentially for years. So it may need some time to warm up to you and trust that you're going to pay attention to it. I don't know how long that part of you is going to take for you to do that. It could be days, it could be hours, it could be minutes, or it could be moments that your self is going to start trusting that you do want to acknowledge it and be with it and allow it. Okay? So you're allowing the part of you that felt alone, abandoned, or neglected, that couldn't process those feelings previously in life at some point, which you may or may not remember. And all you really have to do is love and be with and allow that part of yourself to exist, and allow and comfort and validate that part felt that way for the reasons that it felt that way. If you do remember them, that may be helpful. If you don't remember them, you may need to get some assistance to work through this, but you may just be able to acknowledge and know that it's there. Ask your body where it's stored in your body if you want. Get
some knowing of this being in your energy body, and then validate that it's there, and then know that it served you a purpose up until this point where you were ready to integrate it. And now that you're ready to integrate it, you're allowing and loving that part of yourself that felt that way. And when you do this, now you will feel that this part of you is part of you. And now you're no longer going to manifest the polarity of that energy out in the world. You're no longer going to keep creating situations where you feel alone, abandoned, and neglected. So that underlying feeling isn't going to keep trying to create situations to get your attention with it, because you will have spent the time that you need with it, whether that is just these moments now or every day for the rest of your life. Can you commit to spending time with this part of you that felt alone, neglected, and abandoned every day for the rest of your life? How does that feel? If it runs into other issues like fear of responsibility and fear of commitment and all of those things, then those are good clues as to things to work on. So if you're adept at shadow work, you might want to write those down and take note. Otherwise, I'm going to bring us right back to the purpose of this reading. So for the purpose of this reading, what we want to do is really love and allow that abandoned, alone part of ourselves. That's the part that needs us. That's the part that needs our attention. Okay? And what is something helpful to help us? What is something helpful to help us with this? I'm just going to get this, and then there's one more card that I have in mind, and one more deck that I'll need a card from. What's going to be helpful to help us deal with this? Okay, what is going to be helpful is knowing that failure is a part of success. Okay? So, not beating yourself up, not, if you do distract yourself or go for that regular comfort, a few times, or forget that was the plan, was to be with this part of yourself every day, let that go. Know that there'll be, maybe you forget the first day, so you make signs and you put them in your bathroom and you put them in your bedroom so that you'll remember to change this way that you are with yourself. Put the efforts in for yourself. Like, show yourself that you love yourself. Take the little steps that you need. Learn and adapt, but make it all a process. Like, make it okay that you're just taking steps, doing an experiment to figure out what works for you, and doing better as you know better and as you know what you can do. But expressing is really important. Like, honoring your true feelings was the card, and Leo is part of what could help, and that's expression. So it's maybe something that you need to write about, how you feel, how that inner part of you feels abandoned, neglected, and alone. When you feel that way, start writing. Start letting that part of you express. Okay? And Pisces, look at this from some more points of view. Okay? Honoring your true feelings. When we look at the Pisces energy, it's the spiritual energy. It's being illusioned, disillusioned, but it's also this higher octave of love. It's kind of like this encompassing all things. It's the integrating that we're doing when we love the part of ourselves and allow the part of ourselves that's been abandoned and alone and neglected. It's like, so if we've got Pisces and Leo together,
we're somehow expressing these ethereal parts. We're expressing these parts of ourself that feel the neglect, the abandonment, and alone, but don't know the reason for it. Can't find that memory, that core memory that anchored in that energy. And it's just kind of an ethereal feeling. And so maybe it needs to be expressed through a song or through a poem, because I'm really getting some energy about writing, expressing, and putting it down into paper. And failure is a part of success, so it's like making this failure, making this experience, which feels like a failure, but maybe necessarily isn't, but making it part of the thing that is your success, like writing a really heartfelt song or melody or poem out of what you etherically feel and can express from the experience of feeling abandoned, lonely, and neglected. That palpable feeling will be something that others can relate to, and just the idea of you having been able to live through it and survive through it puts the codes of having done that right in your expression. So when you start honoring your feelings and loving and accepting the parts of yourself that feel this way, and then you create music out of what you've learned, the wisdom you've learned, and the survival that you've gained through that experience, those codes go in like healing to the people who feel that way too, the people who need those codes, the people who want to be uplifted by the witnessing the experience of another lifting themselves up from being alone, from feeling so alone, from failing, It's not really a failure, but from that perceived feeling of failure that you may experience when you have that inability to feel comfortable because of that underlying, ick, which will actually not be so bothersome now that it has your full attention. So congratulations. And that, my friend, is doing the work. And you are a beautiful example of it, and I thank you for taking the time to do so.